Major military exercises involving 30,000 NATO troops and partner countries have kicked off in Norway as tensions escalate between the West and Russia over the Ukraine war. Cold Response 2022, planned long before Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, aims to test how Norway would manage Allied reinforcements on its soil, in line with Article 5 of NATO's charter, which requires member states to come to the aid of another member state under attack. It's a defensive exercise, said General Ngvedlo, in charge of Cold Response, on Monday. It's not a military operation with an offensive purpose, he told television channel TV2. Organized every 2 years, the naval, air and ground drills are held over vast swaths of Norway, including above the Arctic Circle. They will, however, stay several hundred kilometers away from Norway's border with Russia. Russia declined Norway's invitation to send observers. Any buildup of NATO military capabilities near Russia's borders does not help to strengthen security in the region, Russia's embassy in Norway told the AFP news agency last week. Russia has the capacity output to follow the exercise in an entirely legitimate manner, Adlo said. I really hope they respect existing agreements, he added. As during previous editions of the exercise, neighboring Sweden and Finland, which are militarily non-aligned but increasingly close partners of NATO, will also participate in Cold Response. Russia's invasion has renewed debate in the two Nordic countries about possible NATO membership. About 200 aircraft and 50 vessels are also taking part in the maneuvers, which last until April 1st. The exercise began on Monday with naval operations and the deployment on land of part of NATO's Rapid Reaction Force. The exercise shows NATO's ability to deploy tens of thousands of forces to the high north, while at the same time NATO is reinforcing the eastern part of the alliance to shield NATO against any aggression. Cold Response gives NATO allies and partners the opportunity to train together in cold weather conditions over challenging terrain. Cold Response deals with a fictional scenario where Norway is attacked and NATO's collective defense clause, Article 5, is invoked. Exercise Brilliance Jump 2022, the certification of NATO's Very High Readiness Joint Task Force, is linked to Cold Response. Putting aside for the moment the willingness of the US and its NATO allies to become engaged militarily in Ukraine, their right to do so is unquestionable. Russia's February 24th invasion of Ukraine was both unprovoked and illegal. If Ukraine's government were to request assistance from the US or the alliance to help defend its territory, this would be permissible and legal under international law. Such military responses must, however, be proportionate to those of the perpetrator. More simply, this means if the Russian army decides to bomb a military base in Ukraine, in theory, the Ukrainian army could respond by doing the same to a base in Russia. The principle of proportionality, though, prohibits military objectives which seek to intentionally kill or injure civilians. Basically, both sides of the conflict should try and limit disproportionate damage they cause to one another during the war. Russia's alleged failure to do this, by attacking civilian targets such as housing blocks, is already providing encouraging lawyers and civil rights activists to collect evidence for possible future war crimes trials.